to Night Raven Gaming, and this is Night Reaper with Bloodborne. Had to go back to this again. Classic Eldritch horror. And I have my insane voice on the side that's gonna give commentary and lore while this is going through. Until they could come in and help out. So, let's start the fun.
So what are you doing? You making a new character?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm just gonna run around the hunter's dream, losing my mind slowly.
Yeah, I'll start off new.
Oh yeah. Pale blood.
That's the whole theme of this game, right? Losing your mind.
Yeah?
Well, you've come to the right place. Yharnam is the home of blood administration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own. But first,
Not at all.
need a contract.
Alright, so going female. Age young. Origin. I forgot the origin takes in effect about what your stats are gonna be.
Does it?
Yeah?
No, that's only Dark Souls.
No, it actually does. I can see the different things changing depending.
Oh, wow. I forgot all about that.
Hmm.
It's been a long time since I made a new character.
Yeah, true. It's been a while.
I thought the origin thing for Dark Souls changes your points, but in Bloodborne it doesn't. I was wrong.
I put Lone Survivor, so that's a good start. Okay.
Man, that sounded interesting over the microphone.
Alright. Scale.
You either having a bad time over there or a really good time. Oh man. When was the last time I played this game?
Been a while.
Yeah.
Hope I still got my skills.
Yeah, I gotta like kinda get a feel for the controls all over again.
Hmm. Whoa, that's too dark.
Gas free.
That's fine. Face detail.
The thing I loved most about this game, like I love a lot of things about this game, but the thing I loved the most, it had to be the weapons.
Yeah, definitely. The
primary
weapons were amazing.
Yes. The fact that they transform is just like, it's such a simple concept, but it just, they made it work so well.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very, what's the word I'm looking for? It was a great execution.
Yeah.
Like, there's not many weapons in the game, especially compared to Dark Souls. Dark Souls has, like, a crazy amount of weapons, but a lot of them are practically the same thing.
Pretty much.
There's only a handful of weapons in this game, but they're all so unique.
Exactly. Like, every weapon has its own personality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could go through the game and not one single weapon is the same.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there are a couple weapons that have some similarities, but they're mostly like all the all the early game stuff. Like, you know, there's like 3 different versions of the saw cleaver.
Yeah,
But
true.
then they also each have their own pros and cons, like longer reach, faster swing speed. But the vast majority of the weapons are pretty unique aside from that.
Exactly.
And usually, I'm the type of person where I'll play a game that has a lot of options for weapons, and I'll try to find like 1 or 2 weapons I'm really comfortable with, and then I'll just play the whole game with just those weapons. In Bloodborne, I feel like I'm doing the game a disservice if I don't try them all.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's just so many cool weapons in this game, it's hard to choose just 1 or 2.
Exactly. Like, you practically have to go through the whole game trying every single weapon.
Yeah. Which was why it was like, even though it's one of those games where you have to play through the whole thing multiple times to see all the different endings, like, I was okay with that, because there was just so many different ways to fight, so many different ways to play the game.
Exactly.
That made it that much more worth it and that much more fun.
Especially there's so many endings to it.
Mm-hmm. And the DLC was like, it wasn't even like it was kind of short, but not like horribly, you know. Like, it was big enough that it was practically its own standalone game.
The thing is, the DLC they made for it, it didn't outlive its stay. Like,
Right.
it came in, it did what it had to do, and it ended.
Right. But it feels like a whole extra section of the game. It's like I don't know if you've ever played Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah, I've played
It's
it.
kind of like that, where when they added the Dark Arisen section of the game, like, it was obviously smaller than the main game, but it was like enough of an expansion to be like its own standalone game, and it's like a whole extra piece that just merges with the rest of the game, so it doesn't even feel like it's DLC. It felt like it was part of the game the whole time.
Exactly.
That's what the Old Hunters feels like in this game. It's like it doesn't feel like DLC.
And by the way, for anybody that hasn't played it yet, the Old Hunters is like an added part to this. It just expands on the story of the game in general.
Good. All signed and sealed.
There's a lot of characters, like,
Nah,
it is kind of difficult to follow the lore in this game because most of it's like
don't you
written in like item descriptions and stuff. But if you
Whatever
are following the
happens,
lore, a lot of
you may
characters
think it all
that are
will be
mentioned
a
in the lore,
bad
you actually get to meet some of them in the Old Hunters.
Exactly.
Some might be allies, some might be enemies. I don't want to spoil anything, but it really, like, for the people who invest in the lore in this game, the Old Hunters brings them like a really good chunk more lore to really tie up everything together.
The game, this series itself, oh actually not this series, this game itself has an amazing lore to it.
Yes. It's like, I wish it was a series. I want a Bloodborne 2 so bad, like, more than any other game. This is the one
Exactly.
game I want to see it for.
Like, if you're a fan of Eldritch Horror, this is an amazing game to play.
And it's just like you said before, that it didn't like overstay its welcome. Like, this game just has so much staying power, though. Like, it was one of the first games on the PS4, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the major titles that came out for it.
Yeah, and still, all these years later, it's still so much fun to play. It's not worn out at all. It's one of my, I mean, this might be my personal bias speaking, but it's like, I feel like it's one of the best games I've ever played on the PS4. It's one of my personal favorites.
Oh boy, it's a freaky little guys.
Don't worry, they just want to give you a hug.
You found yourself a hunter.
They love you.
Oh, just heard the voice of one of my favorites. She's only second to one character in this series, in this game, which we'll meet later. And I think you know who I'm talking about.
I might know who you're talking about. I have a rough idea. But if I start making guesses, I'll start ruining things. So.
No mercy for all, but you must accept all. Alright, interesting message to leave. Wow, it's been so long.
Oh, those messages on the ground just are hilarious.
They really are.
It's like one of my friends, since Bloodborne and Dark Souls are such similar games and they're from the same developer, I gotta share this story.
Alright, continue.
A friend of mine had just gotten into the Souls series, and I don't know if it was the first Dark Souls or if it was Demon Souls, but he had just started playing the game, and he was reading those messages on the ground that other players had left.
Alright.
And, he comes to some kind of cliff face, and there was a message on the ground. He reads it, and it says, you know, jump right here for a shortcut. And he goes, oh, cool. And he just beelines it right off the cliff, obviously dies, and he got so frustrated that he immediately ejected the game from the console, without turning the game off, mind you. He just ejected the game disc and took it back to the store and was like, I don't want it.
Wow.
He got that frustrated after one death that he could have avoided if he just made a smarter move. And like, it's Dark Souls. You die a lot, whether you like it or not. That's part of the game. That's like half the experience. And he got that mad from one death.
The thing is, for this series, for anybody that hasn't tried any of the Souls series or Bloodborne in general, this game is, you're gonna die a lot. But the whole thing behind it is you have to learn from those times you die. Like, okay, you got killed by this, now you know, dodge out of the way of that, or adjust your attack depending on what killed you the first time. The more times you die, don't get frustrated. You're just learning more and more as you go along.
Right. Like sometimes you'll face a boss, and if you're lucky, you might beat them on 2 or 3 tries. Some bosses are so frustrating, you might take 30 or 40 tries. You learn how to attacks. You learn to read their moves, their telegraphs, and you get a little bit better every time. You get a little bit closer every time.
Like what's happening right now, fighting the wolf that I'm supposed to die to.
I was freaking out the first time that happened, because I was like, oh my, how am I supposed to kill this thing? I don't have any weapons. Oh wait, it's scripted.
Yeah. Surprisingly, you can beat him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's very hard to do at level 1, but it is possible. But when I found out that was scripted, I was like, oh, you cheeky bastards.
And here we are in the Hunter's Dream.
The best place in the world.
That's the other thing I love about this game. The freaking the buildings, the backgrounds. Like, they put so much detail into this.
Like, just the architecture and the design of everything. I mean, I kind of feel like it's not necessarily something completely new. I'm sure there are other games that have done, you know, gothic designs and taken inspiration from H.P. Lovecraft and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. This game just did it so well.
Exactly.
So lovely.
They did an amazing job on it.
Yeah.
And it's not like they took little bits and pieces of it. If you pay attention, there is so much lore and so much history to H.P. Lovecraft and to Eldritch Horror in this whole game.
Absolutely. And just for clarification, we all know that H.P. Lovecraft was a but his work in horror was, I would agree to disagree, but his horror work was pretty good.
Yeah. A lot of people say, and with this, to an extent, I agree. Sure, he was a lousy guy, but judge the work, not the person.
Oh no, I'll do both. Like, I love his work. I don't like him as a person.
Fair enough.
Oh, interesting fact. There's actually a statue of him built in Rhode Island.
Really?
Pretty close to where I live.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Pretty interesting. I didn't even know about it for the longest time. I've been living in the state for a while.
Okay, making some equipment. Oh, equipping a couple of things I could need. There we go.
As a little bit of a spoiler, sadly, there is no Cthulhu in this game.
Yeah, surprisingly.
As such a prominent figure in Eldritch horror, you think he'd be in this game, but he's not. But there are a lot of things that kind of look like him, and there are references, I think.
Yeah, there are some references.
Yeah, this is one dude. He's kind of like roughly the same size as the Hunter. He has the face of Cthulhu. He's got like little tentacles on his face. I think they call it like a brain sucker or something.
Yep.
Like, he grabs you, he just starts like trying to eat your head. He kind of looks like Cthulhu.
Yeah, almost forgot to equip my gun.
Yeah.
Another detail about this game. If you played Souls games, you might be used to a particular brand of playing style. This game completely changes that. There's no defending on this game. This one's about go in, hit, jump out. It's speed and constant attacking.
You see something coming in, dodge.
Yeah.
That's how it's not about blocking incoming damage, it's about getting the fuck out of the way of the damage.
Exactly. You gotta be constantly on your toes in this game.
Which is nice because they didn't put anything like a weight limit. That's another big difference from Dark Souls. There is no weight limit. They don't count the weight of your armor, the weight of your weapon. Just like there's just no weight at all. You can customize your character as much as you like. Use whatever weapons you like. It's all like in Dark Souls. You have the option. You can opt for blocking. You can opt for dodging. You can opt for attacking from a distance. You don't really have that much freedom in this game. It's all about dodging. So it's nice that they took away the weight limit because it would be kind of pointless if there was one.
Exactly.
So it's nice that they didn't do that. It's kind of funny too. There are 2 shields in the game, or technically 1 if you don't have the DLC.
Yeah, that's true.
Literally a set of wooden planks, and if you try to block with it, and you get hit, the shield gets hit while you're blocking, you lose all of your stamina in one shot, and you're knocked open for an attack.
Exactly. They even make a joke about the shield.
They put it in there just to screw with the players, or at least that's what I think.
No, they literally do.
Oh, they do? Okay.
They say it on the description for the shield. They literally put it in there to screw with the player.
Oh, it's in the description? Oh wait, I gotta look this up. Alright.
Hey, welcome to the stream.
It's been so long since I've done this. What is the right button? Oh, here we go. Okay. No, I don't think it makes a joke about it. I mean, it says
I always thought it did.
Shields, ineffectual against the strength of the beasts as they tend to be. So it basically tells you that it's not going to be worthwhile to use against beasts, but like it doesn't say you can't use them against more human enemies. But I feel like it's just completely ineffective regardless.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So there is one other shield, but that is in the DLC, and that does technically have a use. Unlike the wooden shield that's completely useless, the DLC shield is good for blocking magical attacks, but you don't really encounter those very often. So the shield, like, it's useful to an extent, but you're not going to find the need to use it a lot.
True. Okay, it's been a while. How do I get out of the hunter's dream?
One of the headstones that are along the staircase leading up to the house, one of them should have some little mummy dudes hanging out on it. You could get to the first lantern.
All right, like I said, been a while.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. I think the last time I played this game was sometime last year, but it has been that long that I don't even remember. But like I said, it's that kind of game that I will keep coming back to at some point.
Exactly. You just can't help
Yeah.
it.
You know, I mean, not to brag, I did plat the game, but like, despite that,
Hey, I did too.
yeah, no, I know that. I'm just saying, like, despite the fact that I've technically done everything the game has to offer, I still want to come back and play it more. It's
Yeah,
just that kind of game
exactly.
that draws you in.
It's an amazing game.
Yeah, it really is.
And now you get to see why we love this game so much.
I mean, it's probably not my most favorite game in the world, but it is definitely in the top 10.
Ooh, my blood.
Drink up.
Alright, let's go to the mechanics here. Alright. Dodge. Dodge.
Yeah,
Gun.
I re-taught myself the controls while I was sitting in the hunter's dream.
And lock on. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, no. You didn't stand a chance.
For a second there, I thought you were gonna say you got hit. Let's get back into the game. Wham! Nope, never mind.
Yeah. A lot of people get jumped by that wolf.
I remember, the first boss I ran into when I played this game was not, like, the first linear boss. Like, I know you're supposed to defeat certain bosses at certain points, but, like, the first one I found was one of the optional bosses.
Yeah.
And, it just freaked me the hell out, because I had never, like, up until that point, you don't encounter anything like it.
Exactly.
The cleric beast, I think it was called.
Oh yeah, I actually really like that fight.
Oh, I do. I did enjoy that boss fight. It was kind of frustrating when I first played the game, but he was just so friggin' massive, and I wasn't expecting it.
Another thing I like about this game is how all the paths tie together.
Mhm.
Like you start going in one direction, and then you start looking around. Also, wait, it's a shortcut back to where I was before.
Mhm. But it's weird too, because like sometimes there's like 3 different paths leading to the same place.
Whoa! Okay, villager.
That kind of the underground waterways passages in the Arno.
Yeah.
It's weird, like the sewer pipe, there's like 2 or 3 paths over there, and like you could use any one of them at any time. And it gets so confusing sometimes.
It does.
I
Oh,
hate
man.
sewers. Just wait till you get to the water temple, they said.
Sure. Yeah, because water temples are always fun.
Specifically referencing Ocarina of Time. Sure, anybody watching this video who's played that game knows what I was talking about before I brought it up.
But, like any game, no matter how good it is, no matter how amazing the story is, always has their little problems.
Oh yeah. No game is perfect.
Alright, let's see.
Every single one of my most favorite games has plenty of issues. But we love them anyway.
That's the other thing I like about this. The healing system. You don't stop.
You don't stop.
Oh, and there's a cleric beast.
Oh, you heard him?
Yeah. Yeah. You don't slow down in this game when you heal. You literally just take a needle, stab yourself, and keep going.
I do like the mechanic where you can get some health back after you've been damaged if you attack fast enough.
Yep.
It has a nice risk versus reward type system to it.
Exactly. The game pushes you to be on the offensive constantly.
So like if you get hit and you lose health, you'll see the marker move down, but still some of the gauge is still going to be red, and you have a precious few seconds to deal some damage to a target, and you'll get back some of that red bar as healed HP.
Exactly.
But depending on the fight you're in and whether or not you have the chance to attack, it might not be a good idea.
Alright, 1 second, we're about to hear, which, till the point I played this game, this is still one of the saddest stories. So let's just listen real quick.
Oh, you must be a hunter. And not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yarnum has a special way of treating guests. Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done. This town is cursed. Whatever your reasons might be, you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good.
Yeah, people are suffering in this series. And by the way, can't really compare it because Bloodborne and Sekiro are a lot different.
Yeah, no, I could tell that.
Because Sekiro goes more for you have to do a lot of from what I heard. I haven't played it myself yet. I do want to pick it up. All right, fair enough.
What?
No, Ferdy the nerdy. Okay. I like both.
One of the followers?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't see the screen you're looking at.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, both games are amazing, and they're from the same company, so...
From software.
No judging there.
Yeah, I did get a very, very brief chance to play Sekiro at a friend's place. He had just recently bought the game when it came out. I definitely see the similarities to Souls games that, you know, it's from software, obviously. It is definitely drastically different. It has a whole new combat system, a whole different design. It's a very good game. It's very incredibly difficult, but it's supposed to be challenging. A lot of players wanted that challenge after they couldn't get enough of the other games that From Software has done. They definitely ramped up the challenge.
They really did.
But it is still very fun. I actually really like it. I only played it for 20 minutes, but, you know, what I did play was pretty fun. And I died a lot.
I bet you did. And I'm glad my skills haven't been too rusty. To be fair, these are villagers, so. Oh, I remember this. The whole troop.
Do you have any insight yet?
Not yet.
Ah. All right.
Ow, ow. And they got me. And now I learned a lesson from that.
That you're a fiend. You heard him. He called you a fiend.
Oh, and by the way, lore isn't wasted on anything. You even get information on the loading screen.
Yeah, right. Although I will say this, even if you do invest yourself in the lore in this game, the lore is confusing as hell.
It really is.
It takes a good bit of effort to really piece it together.
Yeah, but once you get used to it and once you figure it out what's going on, like, damn.
I mean, it's like with the the doctor guy in the beginning of the game says, like, no matter what happens, you could think it all a bad dream. That's what I do. I just assume this whole game is one big nightmare, and suddenly it makes sense.
To be fair.
This thing happened, and I don't understand it. Well, it is a nightmare.
And like any Souls type game, anytime you die or anytime you rest up anywhere, the enemies get respawned. So be ready for that. Might have gone far, but everybody's waking up on you.
I'm getting antsy running around in Hunter's Dream, man. I gotta hit something.
I'm working on it.
Don't get me wrong, I quite enjoy being a disembodied voice, but you know, sometimes I gotta smack something.
There we go. Sweet. That's one little detail I forgot to do when I first got here. Light the little torch.
Come on, man, that's bare basics.
Yeah. You thought.
Any dogs yet?
Not yet.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, there's puppies in this game. They're so cute. So
Oh yeah,
cuddly,
but
they just want a hug.
yeah. And by the way, don't think the pebble is useless. I've seen people take out stronger enemies with just a pebble.
Take them out. What actually kill them with the pebble?
Let me explain that to you. There's like any Souls game, this game still you could get invaded. So there was two guys that tried to invade somebody. So they thought he was up on a ladder. So they'd start going up the ladder. The guy sees them, and while they're midway up the ladder, aims at him and throws a pebble and knocks them down to their death.
Oh, okay.
With just a pebble.
I didn't realize you could knock people off a ladder like that.
Yeah, you can. And I am not dealing with that guy right now.
That's pretty cool. I never thought of that.
Yep. Okay. Where's my blood?
Blood.
Oh no, I forgot about that little mechanic on this game too. The villagers, or if you could call them villagers, could take your blood.
They could take your. Oh right, I know what you mean. You mean the blood splatter you leave when you die? One of them could pick it up.
Yep.
Unlike in Dark Souls, if your blood splatter is close enough to an enemy when you die, they pick that up and become a little bit stronger, and their eyes will glow, so you know they have it.
Exactly.
And then you have to kill them to get it back instead of just picking it up.
And I'm seeing the bastard that took it right now.
Go heal him.
Come on, follow me. Come on. Don't be scared. I won't hurt you.
You could use pebbles to distract enemies, but I didn't.
Yeah, you could throw them. Oh, this works perfectly. All of them coming up to me right in a perfect line. Hey, come on. Don't break the rule. You saw all of them come up. funny, you're not either. Alright, there we go.
Bloodborne 2.
A little bit of a heal.
The shield I was telling you about earlier, it's called the lock shield.
Ah, okay.
I don't remember its name. The sort of useful but not incredibly useful shield. It's pretty to look at. Like stained glass.
Ooh, another person. Let's see what we got in here.
Lads, you'll come on. You'd open the door on a night of hunt. Away with you. Now.
Yeah, the villagers here, you could hear them, and there's story elements to them, but you never actually see them.
No, there are a few that you do get to see.
A few.
Not many. Everyone's shut inside their houses because they're afraid of being turned into beasts. And there is a small section of the game that's considered a quote-unquote safe haven. And some of the NPCs, you can send them there and they'll be grateful and they'll give you a couple items here and there as a reward for helping them.
Okay,
But everybody's on edge.
that was funny. I went up to the guys, shot my gun, all of them turned around and just looked at me. And just one came out and brought his gun to shoot me.
They all turn around at the same time.
Come on! Come on!
I mean, honestly, if you're playing a From Software game, you probably
Come on! Ow. Oh, there we go. That brought him out. Wow!
You sounded like you had fun.
And I'm dead.
But did you have fun though?
Not only that, but I learned.
One of my brother's favorite things to say, what did you learn?
Alright, so let me go get those back and we'll point out another little element of the series.
Oh boy.
Leveling up.
But you're probably gonna need at least 1 point of insight.
Okay. The game was actually made by Get Good Entertainment.
You're not wrong.
No,
that's From Software's code name, mind you.
Yeah.
Good entertainment. And I heard that yell over the mic, and I thought you died again.
No, that was somebody else that screamed.
Oh boy. Yeah, I remember I came back to playing this game once after maybe taking a year or two break from it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just jumped in, started fighting some creature. I don't even remember where I was. This was a while ago. And then of course they just completely destroyed me because I wasn't used to the controls anymore.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, how the hell did I manage to plat this game when I'm this bad at it? I don't remember it being this difficult. Oh wait, it's made by From Software. You ever do that? You ever go back to a game you haven't played in a long time? You're just like, I don't remember it being this hard.
Yeah, it happens.
I remember going back and playing the original Donkey Kong, and I was just like, how did I beat this game as a kid? I can't even make it past the minecart level anymore.
Yeah, those games are hard.
Yeah, Yeah, you had to have friggin' Twitch reflexes, man. Pun intended. Friggin'
Hey.
It took me so many tries to beat again in my adulthood that by the time I beat it, I had already gotten into the game twice. Because I forgot old games actually have limited lives.
You think you're slick, don't you?
Sometimes.
Blood vial. Silver bullets. Ah, yeah, you're the one I want.
Just like when I want to be.
There we go. Alright, so now they're gonna come back, but I have to go back and level up. Oh, another place to knock.
Are you that outsider? Well, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya?
Yeah, a lot of the people here are jackasses. They're either trying to kill you or they don't want to help you.
Go away, nobody likes you.
Pretty much.
Don't knock on my door, I'll leave it then. People are dying outside by the thousands. My wooden door and glass windows will keep me safe.
Yeah, that's an interesting mentality, isn't it?
This is one of those doors you can knock on where you can actually hear like several people inside all like laughing and cheering like they're having a party. Like, I'm just like...
Yeah, I remember that one. Alright, so if I got my timing right, we're about to meet one of the characters I like in this game. We're yet to meet my favorite. No, you know who my favorite is.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Man, Gehrman gets no love, poor guy. No wonder why he's so lonely. Nobody likes him. I mean, to be fair, he's a really creepy old dude.
He is.
And as you get to know more of the lore in this game, you come to find out he's also quite obsessed with a certain someone. And just makes him that much more creepy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot, man. Like, one of the first times you talk to that dude, one of the first things he says to you, like, he literally offers you the doll. Like, in the creepiest way.
And we're about to get that line right now.
Yeah.
So, everybody listen up.
Aha. You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the hunter's dream. This will be your home for now. I am Gehrman, friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good. You know, it's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it. This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the door, should it please you. This This was once a safe
Not
haven
wrong.
for hunters. A workshop.
Yeah,
where
that's a good name
hunters
for him.
used
Old
blood
man's
to
name is
enhance
Scrub
their
Slayer
weapons.
69.
We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the dog.
And there it is.
You had to play it a second time, huh?
Yeah.
In case everyone missed it the first time. You know, for a creepy old dude, I will say, he's pretty freaking strong.
Yeah. Alright, so... Again, going back to the fact that it's been so long. I know she's not awake yet. Yeah, by the way, she wakes up. How do I level up again?
By talking to her.
Yeah, all I'm doing is inspecting.
Yep, because she's not awake yet. You need at least 1 point of insight.
Oh yeah, true. I gotta go more insane.
Yep. Yeah, like the way the way the insight system works is kind of like the more knowledge you have, the more easy it is for you to lose your mind. So the smarter you are, the more insane you are.
Exactly, and this goes.
I mean,
this
yeah.
goes right back to the whole Eldritch horror theme. In Eldritch horror, the more you're aware, the more you realize what's going on. The more it leads to the fact that you're losing your mind.
Yeah. So of course you start talking about like, oh, monsters and witches and oh, this is all going on, and everyone thinks you guys are freaking crazy. They're like,
Yeah.
But it's like you can see the reality, but everyone around you is blind to it. But they think you're crazy because you're seeing things they can't see and such and such. It's
you can pretty
question what is reality, you know?
Exactly. You can see beyond the veil.
Yeah. But then it's like, are you really seeing what's actually real, or are you actually losing your fucking mind?
Exactly. And that's why this whole genre, or this whole series, anything having to do with Eldritch horror is so amazing because there's no way to really explain it.
There's a lot of theories about this game. One is that the hunter, the so-called hunter, like the player character of the hunter, is just someone who's losing their mind. Like, you're not actually hunting beasts and slaying monsters. You're actually probably killing innocent people, but they look like monsters to you because you're going insane.
Exactly.
That's just one theory. I don't know if it's true, so don't hold me to that.
And I just realized I'm out of bullets.
That's not good. I do feel like it's a pretty strong theory though, because the way the multiplayer element of this game works is that you actually spend points of insight to summon help.
Yeah.
And I think the reference there is that when you have companions, you're not alone in the fight. You have companions. They help you de-stress around. It's a way of maintaining your sanity. So
exactly.
A lot of partners, you have less insight because you spent it to summon them, so you're less insane, more grounded.
Yep.
It's kind of like a trade-off. It's like take someone who's clinically insane taking medication to be stable, you know?
Exactly.
It's kind of like that. Is what I feel is what's going on in the game.
And the thing is, I'm gonna be, for anybody that wants to watch it, just follow me on my Twitch, X Night Reaper. I'll be doing this one for a while. When you get further into the series, everything goes batshit insane. You start seeing what the real world looks like, and a lot of the enemies that look normal at the beginning look way beyond what you were expecting.
Mm-hmm. And I believe that's supposed to be a kind of symbolic of how the hunter is becoming like more and more insane.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if that particular theory holds true and that's actually what's going on, they're like, losing their mind more and more over the course of the game, which is why you meet crazier and crazier looking monsters, and enemies that looked fairly normal before start looking more and more mutated.
Yep.
Was simply that in the beginning of the game, when you make your character and they undergo the blood demonstration, or whatever the hell it's called, and you kind of go under, like you're being put under anesthesia almost.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's like, oh well, just whatever happens, think of a nightmare. I think like they've probably been. I feel like they've been infected with something through the blood transfusion, and that they end up sort of going insane in kind of like a temporary way. Like maybe they got infected with something and now they have like a really nasty fever, and they're just kind of going through like an illness sort of, and they're like they got a nasty fever and they're trying to break out of it. And I think by the end of the game, when you get that particular ending where you wake up and yawn and then everything's back to normal, that's you like coming out of the fever.
Exactly.
And you're through that episode of sickness and just barely survive. Like other people died from the same infection as you, but you managed to survive it.
Mm-hmm. And again, that leads up to the way this story's written. Like, it leaves it. That's what's really good about the series, and that way of storytelling. It leaves it completely open.
Yeah. Like, I mean, any one of these theories could be true if you think about it. Like, if it's left open to interpretation on purpose, maybe the story could end with any particular theory anyone happens to have about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe there's no like one completely concrete true theory.
Help me! Oh God!
As you start getting further into this game, you start realizing the reason you are starting to go insane is you're dealing with things that are beyond what you could comprehend.
It's funny too, because like there aren't just eldritch horrors in the game. There's like almost any type of monster you can think of. There's werewolves, there's vampires, there's witches, there's aliens.
Yep.
There's just everything. You know, there's giant rats. There's infected dogs. Like something out of Resident Evil.
The game in general has a little bit of everything.
Basically, like anything you'd generally be afraid of being attacked by if you were a kid having nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
Like you hear a scary story and you can't get to sleep, and then once you do, you freak out.
Exactly.
Like anything you could possibly be afraid of. And it's funny too, because like the little helper dudes that kind of look like mummies, like as freakish as they look, they're like the one thing in the game that won't try to kill you.
Yeah, they're the friendliest thing. They're the friendliest thing in the game.
Yeah. Well, aside from the doll.
Yeah.
At least she'll help you out for free, whereas these little bastards will charge you. Make you feel you have to buy things from them for blood echoes. The description for them is that like something about how they practically worship the hunters because they respect them so much.
Yep.
It's like, okay, then why not just give me the freaking blood?
Exactly. And I just found the dogs.
Wow, congratulations. I just want you to pet them, man.
They look so friendly, don't they?
Pet the puppy. He wants belly rubs.
Oh god.
Well, if it even has a belly left anyway, it looks pretty rough.
Another blood vial. Okay.
This is something I gotta work on. I've been playing so much Warframe that when I click L1 to roll forward quickly, but in this game it's to transform your weapon. I'm trying to roll forward, and it's just like, nope, we're just gonna do a random animation that you didn't want at all.
Ooh. Cold Blood Dew. Yeah, I could definitely use that. Yeah, as you're beginning to notice, there's a whole ongoing theme about blood in this game.
Hint, hint, it's in the title.
Blood and eyes.
Yep, I forgot about the eyes. So many eyes.
Okay, another blood vial. Oh, there's the party.
Oh, you found it?
Yep.
I don't reckon you're from round here. Well, stuck outside on a night of the hunt. Oh, you poor, poor thing.
I think he's already losing it.
Yeah. And our friend here, oh, the edge. Oh boy, I hate these guys. One of the giants. By the way, how do I do a repost?
Oh, God, man, I haven't done that in a long time. Like right at the height of his, like when he's about to swing at you. Like,
oh yeah,
right
I know to
there,
shoot them. I know to shoot them, and when they crumple, but what do I press to do the follow-up?
Oh, just R1, just a regular basic attack.
Okay.
But you have to be like right in front of them when they go down.
Got it.
Nice.
I still have it.
That's good because I probably don't. No,
I
the timing for that pissed me off.
Yeah, I caught a couple of them, but I forgot how to do the follow-up.
I mean, in Dark Souls, it was as easy as just getting behind your enemy and then hitting the button and you just backstab them. But it doesn't work like that in this one.
Nope.
If you do get behind an enemy and they don't notice you right away, do like a fully charged heavy attack with right trigger. And if that doesn't kill them, it will knock them down, and then you just hit R1 to do the what do you call it? The
damn.
flashy attack.
The crows. Funny story, which I still haven't found one. It's actually a friendly one.
Really?
Yeah.
In Bloodborne?
Yeah, one of the crows, there's actually one that's friendly.
Okay, that's new to me.
Oil urn. Okay.
I don't know, man. I've been in and out of this game like all over the place, and I never found a crow that was friendly.
Alright, it's almost getting to that time.
That time.
Yeah. Video.
Oh boy.
What do we got here? Oh, there's a blood clot.
I always thought it was funny how those what are they called? Cold Blood Dew or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one. Maybe that was. Oh yeah, Cold Blood Dew. It's exactly that.
Yep.
I think it's
That's
just
one
funny
of the ones I picked up a little while ago.
Yeah, it's funny how you could just find a ball of
I know.
hey, I'm gonna pick this up and shove it in my fucking pocket. And then it's like, you know what? I'm gonna use this blood by violently squeezing it in my hand. And that's going to allow me to collect the souls of the dead that were stored inside the blood. Fucking weird shit in this game.
Yeah. Alright, I almost forgot. Oh boy!
Oh, did you try to squeeze blood in your hand?
No.
I can't imagine.
Oh, damn. I'm getting comboed over here. Alright, that's one. That's two. The blood vial. Definitely could use that. And boy, your aiming sucks.
I found a bottle of blood on the ground. Let me stab it into my leg real quick. This can't be. This I can't see this going wrong at all.
There's nothing unhealthy about this.
No, not at all. Every time I see a needle on the ground, I'm just like, how much fun would it be to stab that into my body? Nothing could possibly go wrong. Especially the vial of blood you got from that one villager who looked like he hadn't bathed in 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's totally safe. That's totally safe. I trusted him in my life.
Alright, so since this video has been running on for a bit, let me go to a safe spot and do my outro. Would I lose any? No, I lose all my blood if I wake up, right?
Wake up? What do you mean?
If I force myself to go to the Hunter's Dream.
Oh, yeah. If you use the default Hunter's Mark that they give you, you lose all your blood echoes.
Okay.
If you have a bold Hunter's Mark, though, you can do it without losing anything.
I don't think I have one.
That's a damn shame.
Oh, thank you. And glad to have you on the stream.
I don't know who you are, but thank you. I can't see names. I'm on a different television. I am the disembodied backup.
Create custom emojis and subscribe. Hey, I appreciate it. I have an artist that I work with that does the thumbnails for me, and she does an awesome job. So I really appreciate it. Nice. I'll check it out.
What am I missing? I feel so left out.
Praise God! Yeah! This town's finished!
Oh.
happening, but it sounds like there's a lot going on.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, let's go to a safe spot.
There's no safe spot in Bloodborne. You're always in danger.
Not wrong. Alright, let's see. Am I going the right way? Yep, I am. Oh man, it feels good to come back to this.
Indeed it does.
Alright, so we're ending it here for now. We will be back to this series, so this one's gonna be ongoing for a while. So this is Night Reaper with Night Raven Gaming. For anybody that wants to keep up in for my uploads, just follow my stream at X Night Reaper. Follow it and you'll get any notifications when I go online. Or anybody that misses it, I have a YouTube channel, Night Raven Gaming, where I upload all my other playthroughs. So, go check it out. Peace out, and I'll be back.
Bye-bye.